All right, more rain, just what we don't need. Hey everyone, it's Eric here with weather for Weather Geeks, the Thursday evening edition. Now, the severe weather threat has definitely lowered a lot since we last recorded this video Wednesday evening, but the flooding threat has ramped up as we got into the midday and afternoon today. It became more and more obvious that rain would be our main issue. We don't want or need any more of this rain. We've had a wet go of it. This is the last 14 days, rainfall versus average. Everyone's in the green pretty much in Ohio and western Pennsylvania. In fact, just over the last 2 weeks, some places, especially along the Route 30 and Interstate 70 corridors in Ohio and into Pennsylvania, some places have had up to 200% of their normal rainfall through the first several days of April. As of this recording at 7:07, our rainfall total is approaching 1 inch at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Going back 48 hours, we've already eclipsed an inch in many locations. Toledo, 2 1/3, Pittsburgh, about 1 1/4 inches, and all these numbers continue to change this evening. Local rain gauges, we've already eclipsed an inch down towards Glenmore, Calcutta, East Liverpool, approaching an inch, I should say, New Middletown, 0.84 up on the roof here at WFMJ, and there's a gauge up near Southington and one near Newton Falls that also we've seen amounts over 1 inch over the last 24 hours. And flood problems continue. Flash flood warnings in effect for many locations near the state line, down into the panhandle of West Virginia and into southwestern PA. In fact, considerable flooding ongoing down from Wheeling to Pittsburgh and everywhere in between. And this flash flood warning does catch the southeastern corner of Columbiana County, including East Liverpool, also parts of Lawrence and Beaver counties in PA. On a broader scale, there's a flood watch in effect for just about everyone in Ohio and the western couple of tiers of counties in Pennsylvania. So a region-wide flood risk persists, although I'm most concerned tonight about areas near the state line down into the panhandle of West Virginia as well. As I mentioned, the severe weather risk, we just had too many clouds this afternoon, and the atmosphere just had no chance of destabilizing enough to produce a widespread severe weather threat. So the tornado watch that's still in effect in all the counties in red, this is south of our viewing area, and there are some of these counties on the western and northern fringes that probably could and should be shaved out of this tornado watch, but there's still a chance that a couple of storms try to rotate south of Pittsburgh down towards Charleston as well in this kind of zone. So the tornado watch probably warranted down there, but that big enhanced risk that the Storm Prediction Center put out with their severe weather outlook for today, boy, that's going to be a bust forecast-wise. Just too many clouds, and while there's ample wind shear above our heads, if you're going to get rain most of the day and temperatures not far from 60, the atmosphere just has to work really, really hard to get those thunderstorms to grow tall in the sky. All right, 7:10 this evening, and we have some heavy storms down across the West Virginia panhandle and around the Pittsburgh area as well, and this is where the flood threat is definitely highest. In fact, considerable and catastrophic tags on some of these flood warnings, and this is the highest end flash flood warning that the Weather Service does issue. This is the flood warning for areas just west of Pittsburgh. They put a catastrophic tag on this. This is not something you see very often. That means it's a really, really serious situation. A considerable tag on the rest of that flash flood warning for the 376 corridor heading down towards Moon and the Pittsburgh airport, and then down into downtown Pittsburgh as well. And yeah, there's more storms down across West Virginia. You'll notice there's basically no severe thunderstorm warnings on any of this as of this recording, but a whole slew of flash flood warnings, because the rain, as it turns out, is the much bigger deal. One of the things that didn't really cooperate in terms of the severe weather threat today, in addition to the clouds and the rain, upstairs, while we had ample wind shear, this punch of drier air aloft did not quite make it into eastern Ohio, western PA. It's been more aimed out to our east. When you get a punch of drier air aloft, that can aid in the atmosphere becoming somewhat unstable. And without that, in addition to what was going on in the low levels today, again, it just was one of those days where the writing became pretty much on the wall pretty early in the day that this was going to be a tough day to get any sort of severe weather, damaging winds, large hail, isolated tornadoes across eastern Ohio and western PA. All right, so Friday's going to be a damp day. It's also going to be a blustery day. The wind's going to be noticeable all day, but I think the highest gusts will probably be reserved for the late afternoon and especially into the evening. They may not peak until 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock Friday evening. What a nasty day on Friday with temperatures in the 40s and wind gusts like this and light rain just stinging you. It'll be kind of icy rain pellets almost. It's going to feel colder than it is. Just a nasty, nasty Friday. In fact, the wind is still going to be an issue heading into the first half of the weekend, but at least the sun will be out on Saturday. So plan on a washout Friday. May not be raining much first thing in the morning, but I think light rain will become more and more common by midday. A rainy afternoon, a blustery afternoon, and temperatures holding in the 40s. Last of the raindrops gone by about midnight Friday night. We're left with some clouds to start Saturday. I think the day will end with lots of sunshine, though. But this next system, let's not sleep on this. This is a fast-moving and fairly weak disturbance, but it could pack a little bit of a punch coming south and east. So I've upped our rain chances for Sunday. Shower, thunderstorm, especially midday and afternoon. In fact, a couple of those thunderstorms could be a little bit feisty. The atmosphere will recover pretty nicely Sunday. After kind of a cool Saturday, we'll have no trouble getting up to 70 on Sunday, with a little bit of an uptick in the humidity as well and southwesterly winds. So let's not sleep on an isolated strong storm risk for Sunday. So Saturday, the cooler half of the weekend with a high of 55, but at least, again, plenty of sunshine for the afternoon. 70 degrees Sunday. Once we hit 70 on Sunday, we're going to hit 70 degrees for several days in a row next week. But it'd be nice if we got into a drier pattern for a while. This pattern next week looks pretty unsettled. I think there's going to be a few rain chances by midweek and probably towards the end of the work week as well. And so, with good reason, today's Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day rainfall outlook favors above average precipitation yet again during next week, in addition to those warm temperatures. Now, as that system that produces rain here comes east, it'll produce a multi-day severe weather threat once again. Maybe not so much around here, but by Monday, it's out in the Plain States. By Tuesday, it translates eastward into parts of the Midwest and the mid-Mississippi Valley. And I think by Tuesday night and Wednesday, there might be a continued severe weather risk a little farther east, but the Storm Prediction Center did not highlight that with their Day 7 severe weather outlook today. We'll see if they do in subsequent long-range severe weather outlooks. So I think next week's going to be warm, but it's going to be unsettled. We might have a strong storm or two to contend with later in the week. We might have a strong storm or two to contend with as early as Sunday. But in the near term, stay safe out there tonight. It's going to be a rainy night, and our flood concerns continue, especially in areas near the state line and down into the Pittsburgh area and Wheeling and Steubenville as well. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you back here on Friday.